Stand for pledge of allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we are going to start with Public Works tonight. Paula?
What?
We started the meeting. We're going to start with Public Works.
Not me. My teachers were wrong.
You got anything?
No, Josh has the building.
Josh has some things.
Okay.
Yes. Where am I? Sorry, excuse me. Public Works Building. So, I just wanted to just bring this up for a quick discussion. I'm probably going to be still being scheduled with American Structure Point next week. Just go over a quick free visit, bringing obviously Josh along over there, and if I can work it out, also Paula. We're going to go over and see, give them what we want out of the building. They've done this stuff before in other towns. I just want to get their input on it and see what they can design for us real quick. And this is kind of the first step, really, to getting the ball moving, really getting an understanding of what we want. Personally, I kind of want to see it kind of, in a way, supersized, but also probably the first phase of a larger, more compound type of vision I have that may include a future fire department also. I have a future discussion for all that. But yeah, I just wanted what council's opinions on this. Again, if I meet with them next week, I would love to know what council is seeing, what they want to see out of a building of this sort. How many days, etc. Josh,
we have some info from Philip III, and he'd gladly be involved in this.
Yes, and that's obviously another option, see if he can assist us. I've met with him before, forever ago, I feel like now. Obviously it was before.
He's drawn some stuff up and showed it to me.
Yes, I'll revisit those drawings and see if that matches the overall vision of council and what we can use practically now, but into the future. So please, open floor.
I've got a question. We mentioned we haven't done anything in getting you a shower for the EMS people. Would that be something would be okay to be in that building?
I suppose we could drive over there and take a shower.
Well, I mean, because we're looking at this building and all that, but this is something that I'm upset about, but we haven't gotten that.
The EMS is in this building.
Well, I know, but you're going to have a vehicle there?
One would hope.
Our
That's
third
the
vehicle, me and Teddy talked, we'd possibly put over there if there was room for us, but that would be mainly the firefighter, first responders respond to it.
Okay.
I would recommend.
This would still be our house.
Yeah, I would recommend the survey that I was just talking to you about. We get it to the department heads and understand what all their facility needs are.
Yes. Before
we move forward, and I think it's great that you're going to get like a free design and a start on it. But I think we need to know which each one of these groups over here what they need facility-wise, and then we kind of develop a plan first.
Well,
how to use this building, a future building, etc., that kind of stuff.
And I definitely want to revisit the whole shower idea that I know
Yeah.
Phil has brought up in the past. I definitely want to revisit that and see if we can maybe work that into our budget for 2026 as planned, or as designed by Phil and his thoughts.
Phil, do you have something to add?
not right now.
I mean, I would hope that when we're looking at public safety over there, are we looking at just a bay for each one of them?
That was the original idea. I think we've talked about before. I think after further discussion with other EMS personnel, it seems that having one home, probably on the north side, is probably the best. But obviously, Phil, I don't put words in your mouth. Don't want to split them up because, again, having full time in one location is how it currently is. You know, that kind of flexibility to have two locations.
Well, I've heard a lot of crazy stuff over the years. Even had one councilman one time say, "Well, we can put one over here and one over there and respond with 2 ambulances."
No, you can't.
Does that say that makes sense to any of y'all?
No.
We would sit by ourselves all day at another station, and then we respond with 2 ambulances to every run, and we'd leave one sit, we'd take our patient and go in the other. That way we would be covered both sides of the tracks. Well, I have proven it over and over and over and over. Majority, I know the south side's there, and majority of our runs, because the majority of our territory is on this side. When we were doing reports, it's always in the report that way. Yes, but we don't have the problem that the fire has with the south side. We got a small vehicle. I can get around this sucker fast. When we go out here, we look, there's a train, we're heading for the highway. We head for the highway, and I can be around the block way ahead of a fire truck if they try that. That's why you see the fire trucks sitting, because for them to go to the highway, chances are the train will be gone by the time they get around. We can get around just as fast as a car. So leaving one on each side of the tracks is, I thought that was pretty stupid.
Well,
I
the
don't want to point
thing,
out anybody, but that was pretty stupid.
well, you can point at me if you want to.
No, you weren't the one that thought of it.
But I would like to see emergency services on that side of town.
That's what me and Ted's talking about adding.
I just found out, and Teddy knows this, that train traffic's getting ready to increase. They're gonna start filling soybeans and all kinds of stuff out.
Right, because they're putting that new.
Right,
Yeah.
which means that getting across Main Street is gonna be.
Well, why don't we send somebody to Columbus and start talking at a higher level about an underpass in town? Mayor Bell never got that whole district put in until he went to Columbus.
I mean, we are applying for a railroad grade separation through the rural tribal grant, like next week, I think it is, or maybe 2 weeks.
Third Street would be the only place in town you could put one without destroying the most neighborhoods. And a couple of those houses,
Could probably go.
I'm telling you, it wouldn't really hurt anyhow. But we gotta move to Columbus. We can't talk to our county people, we gotta get down there to Columbus, and we gotta start shaking the big politicians.
I hear you.
That's the only way, Mayor Bell, I sit with him many nights talking about these kind of things, and he said the only way he ever got anything with that whole area that they're developing where the old Jeep was because he went to Columbus, and he pushed for the money.
State
And
capital funding.
they just handed it to him, once he got in front of them and got his.
Just the bigger
It's
potential
like going to
headline,
Shark
the bigger
Tank.
money. More money you get.
Yeah. Oh, I understand that,
Yeah.
but this is a need.
I get you.
This is a need. And as far as the shower goes, Bill, I can have a shower anytime I want. I can get a shower anytime I want. Soon as I save enough money, is what I've always been told. Well, I can't save the money. When I've spent $13,000 on one ambulance this year, the 2000. I spent $2,050 on transmission on another old ambulance. I got anywhere from 16 to 20,000 going in right now for a new engine. My budget's being chewed up by maintenance on vehicles because, as I spoke with the citizens back here a little bit ago, they're just plain old. But I can't buy a new ambulance because I gotta save the money. Now, where I come from, Bowling Green State University, I was in charge of maintenance and trades. And I had operating budgets. Well, if I was gonna go in to her office suite and my guys were gonna put some carpet down and paint some walls, that would come out of my improvement budget. But if we were gonna go through, we was gonna completely do a damn building or add on a place where, as part of the building, that was capital. That was capital. You don't have to get it out of your operating expense. Anything you insure, a building, a vehicle, anything you insure is a capital purchase. And ever since 2017, when I come back, I've been told, no matter who's at the table, no matter who the 6 people are, if I don't have the money, you don't get it. So I've been squeezing. Since 2017, I've only been able to put away $100,000 so far. And most of that come from a contract that we covered neighboring town with to help us get to that point. I can't save the money. And I'm tired of being stressed about watching my budget. I won't even buy. I'm down to the point now where I'm buying my catheters and things like that, one box at a time. is I don't want something to expire. I don't want something, why buy, if I do it one box a month, you know, I may have to buy the same amount, but I didn't buy them all at the same time because I may need that money for something else down the road, over here, over there. Because what they did was, the finance guys went ahead and they shrunk my budget down to like this, and give me, you know, my 1,160,420 covers everything. So I don't even know what I'm really buying out of this shit no more unless I keep track of my every invoice. When I used to have line items for training, my vehicle and my supplies for medical supplies are the same number. So when my vehicle is pulling all this money out of that, I got no supply money. So what I'm doing is I'm just continuing to spend, because that's what I'm going to do. And it's just everything's in a negative. Well, this will be the first time that I've been in the negative this year coming, and I know it's going to happen. And it's happening because of vehicle breakdown. We've been able to hold them things. I bought the one ambulance in 2018, and I told this council and this mayor right here when he was on council, if you vote to let me buy this $3,500 ambulance, that's all I paid for it, I might be able to get 4 years out of it. I still drive it. It's our frontline truck right now. And then I sit here and listen to how we're going to move millions here, we're going to move this million there, we're going to do this, we're going to do that.
I have a question, this is for every department
Come on,
here.
folks. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not mad at nobody because this is the first I've really let loose on this, but damn it, man, I'm going to go. We ain't built nothing. We ain't done nothing. But guys like me and these gentlemen back here are the ones got to stress every day. Because we want to make sure that we got the best product out there for these people. And then, of course, when the town got voted down that income tax thing, shit, we tripled the police budget overnight. I mean, I understand that it's a dangerous job. I was a cop a lot of years. It's a dangerous job, and you want two out there, and I agree with all that. But the last two officers that left this town took pay cuts to leave. One took a $4 an hour pay cut, I know for certain. The other one took a pay cut big enough that he got a part-time job in the neighboring town where he went full-time to make up the difference. So, you can throw $2 at him if you want, but they didn't leave because of everybody needs to do exit interviews. But yes, Bill, we need a shower. We need a living area that's not in the bay with the diesel. One, we're illegal. Teddy just gives us a break. God love him, he just gives us a break. We only have one legal room, and that's the bunk room that used to be...
Your office.
Well, it used to be a storage room for up front. The office, I turned it into a bunk room because we were intruding on the fire department too bad. And it was too crazy for our guys to come over here in the middle of the night, in the middle of winter, to get in their ambulance. We had people falling down in the alley. We had, all kinds of crazy stuff going on. I said, no more. I don't care if we're legal. We got to have our people someplace to lay down at night.
I want to put everything on the table because...
I could go on forever about the way finances is supposed to be done. Your operating budget is what you guys give me, a basic allowance. And I stay within my parameters of my spending for that year. Capital, I've talked to all the different agencies that I know, the chiefs personally. None of them buy an ambulance out of their operating. They buy it out of their capital. We could put on a 0.9 mil levy, just 0.9. It brings $68,000 a year, the same as Ted has. The fire department has one. I talked to the mayor, and he says, no, we're not going to our taxpayers no more.
Well, why don't we?
What else do
Why don't we go for
I mean,
titanium
I
levy?
don't know what else to do. I squeeze it. I just went to the store the other night, me and my bride. And we probably spent $300 just on supplies for the station ourselves. And that happens all the time. I take the people to my house to shower.
And that's wrong.
I love what I do. Don't get me wrong. I love what I do, and I don't want to quit. And I'm going to keep plugging away no matter what happens. Because there is such a reward in serving the people of this community. And I want to make sure we do it the best we can. But right now, it's, you know, I'm just happy we're keeping people.
Just a minute. Matt has something.
On the financial side, when you're talking about, you know, the exact account name would be repairs and maintenance of buildings and lands. There is an account code in the general fund. It's not tied to any department. There's money that's been appropriated. It's a matter of, it could be used for.
Tony told me he put $40,000 aside just to
Could
get a
be
start on
used.
the back.
Yeah, just the money's there, you know, the planning's not, you know, I'm not part of the planning of what's gonna happen, but the money's there. It's not in your budget.
Well, who knows it's there?
What's that?
Who knows it's there?
Everybody does here, right now.
Well, I didn't know that, but.
Thank you. Today you know.
Yeah, so maybe we.
Did you know?
No.
No, I didn't know, so we.
We talked about it in the budgets last fall. I mean, I know the mayor, he was part of the discussion, but,
But
you know,
no.
as far as the financial side goes, it's a matter of having a plan.
He told me to sit down and make a 5-year plan. And then that 5-year plan, I had to put down my building and show how much I was gonna save for each year, for addition.
So Phil, I hear your frustration.
I mean, am I right? That we have to put that plan together? And I'm not busting the mayor, he's just doing what everybody's done for years. And that's just the way it's been, but capital and operating, it's gotta be two different things.
So the budgets are coming up, so let's sit down before that and have a meeting. Let's have a committee meeting with Josh and Matt and Mayor and whoever else wants to come.
I mean, I'm the guy that goes out and buys a $120,000 ambulance instead of a $300,000 because I believe in spending my taxpayers' money wisely.
Right.
But I can't even get one of those right
But
now.
what I need you to do is come up with a proposal for us. What is it that you're proposing, and then let's see if we can do it.
You already had a rough draft of what it would look like over the addition, correct? It was just rough, it was that? Yeah, we got final, like.
Yeah, I turned that in, I don't know, a few times. It's around here all over the place.
He had a drawing.
Floating around.
I still have.
I remember seeing it.
It floats.
For addition for just EMS, I think it would include a shower in the one area. and
If I did the
some
addition out the back with a bunk room and a day room, then I could turn the one bunk room into a shower room / laundry room and all that, and it would get us to the point of being legal.
That's the big thing right there too.
And we would actually be out of the diesel. We would actually have a shower instead of the Walter family shower house. You know, I mean, the frustration is just getting worse and worse, and I mean, you need to talk to each and every one of these department heads, because I'm sure, I know me and Teddy's talked a few times, and I don't want to speak for him, but it's hard to come up with the stuff for the capital type things, and it's getting so expensive. My supplies are going up well over 40%. I mean, a CPAP before COVID was like $29.95. Now I'm paying $69, and that's the cheapest one I can find. And then I got to buy the components to go with it, or I buy the one with all the components and make it simplified, which I don't do because I'm cheap. My guy's got to grab 3 things instead of 1, because those are like $95 a piece now. You know, I mean, supplies are going through the ceiling, and I cannot go to a house and I have a person that is starving for air, throw them on a non-rebreather and throw a little bit of Buterol in them and say I'm doing my job. I got to do the whole 9 yards.
All right,
Those people are important to me.
I'm gonna reach out to you later this week, and we'll set up a meeting time, okay? And I'll get back to you.
But I just talk to other people that's in the business world. I mean, you know there's a difference between capital and operating. We know it. But around here, it's like taboo. Save your money, and then buy it. But once you save enough money, I got $100,000 saved up.
I'm sure we can, I'm sure you have
And-
some somewhere.
If I was
Yeah,
to
have a copy from
But
Tony.
the
Get
people
enough
that
next year
coming
for an
in,
ambulance, it ain't gonna be enough because they're gonna go up
So,
again.
Look at that.
So I'll never catch up.
Yeah, I'm not sure,
Like, can we-
I'm not sure if it's just full
Never
budget they
gone.
did,
You-
this
you should have-
specific consultant, but yeah, probably, I don't see why not.
Like, because we need a price point, we need an idea of what.
Yeah.
What are we
I
discussing?
said, well, no, I suggested that we're having the consultants come in to go out there to look at the property, to find the drawings, have an actual knowledgeable entity look at this,
Mhm.
and say, okay, what's the price point for this?
I can
Like,
bring you here
let's-
too, yeah.
Let's figure this out.
Are you talking for out there or
Nope.
back here,
Here,
right?
yes,
No,
but
that's
those
right.
consultants also
Same
consult on this.
Okay.
They just get the shell up, I'll finish the rest.
Well, here's an idea, okay? This room is small for what we do here at this council. Okay, so we put a council room out there, give these guys at least this square footage right here.
My concern is, here, right forward, is, yep, you can plan big and you can plan to go big, okay? Absolutely. However, let's remember what we need, and we need a public works building.
Yes.
So I don't wanna
That's
see
a
all
given.
this other stuff thrown onto this public works building and then nothing happens.
Right.
Because it's a core, $11 million.
Josh has to have
And
it.
then,
It's
once
long,
again, we're
long.
not building anything, we're not moving
That's
forward.
what Josh and Brian have.
So I would rather
Is that
see
is that a pun?
we can take little steps, little comfortable steps, but we need to take steps.
Absolutely.
So I don't, like, moving a council chamber out there, that then entails all the people out there that have to work to get the paperwork in here. I mean, there's a lot of steps, you can't just put a council room out there and be
That's
like,
what
there's the
all the
council.
department heads to fill out.
There, you have to have things that go with it.
Paula's got the
He can
floor,
write all
please.
over it. I'm all guy.
Paula's got the floor, please.
So, like, just setting a council room out there isn't gonna work. Because the copier's not there, then you need computers out there, then you need this. So let's work with getting this little step and getting that building and figuring it out.
If you was to move,
Step forward.
if you was
gotta
to
step
move
forward.
anybody here, you'd have to move the entire municipal part of it.
Right,
Leave the public safety behind, you'd have to, the entire municipal part,
where right now this
Is what
works,
you'd have
if
to
we can
do.
get that to work,
yeah.
then we're moving in the right direction.
I 100% agree. And was my frustration I expressed at a prior meeting. I am sick and tired of us doing nothing and not building.
Right, so if we get the consultants to look at that, that would be great.
I've talked to a lot of you, and I've talked to a lot of them, and I'm very new to this. And I do work in the business world, as you said, and some things that I've heard. So I have something that's just, we have to plan. Everyone has said that. There's no, I hear every time I talk to somebody, everybody's got a different opinion of what everybody needs.
I want to know.
I want to know from you guys, if any of you ever filled out something called a SWOT analysis. It's, step one, and we don't need to pay a consultant. I'll gather their information, I'll put it in something and present it to you guys. So I want each department head to fill this out. And so we understand what their departments need, what they want, what their strengths are, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. That's what it is. Fill it out, you guys get it back to me, I'll gather it, and then we'll talk about it. So we're not jumping ahead and talking about, building showers onto this, but like, we start developing a facility master plan for this village. What we need to do, what we need to build, who needs to be where. Because I honestly, I'll talk to Brian, and then I'll talk to somebody else, and somebody tells me what Brian wants, and it's not what Brian told me. So I think we just need to all get on the same page.
Well,
And
I know Brian wants his space back. I think I
Right.
can honestly say that one.
And that's what we need to do. We need to say, what's everyone's needs, what do we have, what can we build, what can we afford, we get
Yeah,
Josh and
we
them,
did.
and we start going after the money to do it. And is it gonna happen tomorrow? No, but it clearly hasn't happened for how many years? Let's get it right and do it right.
Yeah, that's how we approached it the first couple times.
And the whole thing about the budgets, Matt, you're new too, so we'll make sure everyone understands what their capital budget is and what their operating budget is, because those are two different things.
Well, my capital budget is whatever I save from my operating.
We fix that.
It doesn't sound like
It sounds
best
like,
practice.
it sounds like there is a capital budget, but it needs to be clearly more defined, so everyone understands what's out there, and then also there's a plan, like, we'll start here, okay, and then we'll go from there. And then we'll present it to the council and try to get,
I owe Paula one more answer.
yes.
I totally agree with you on the levy. Why not levy for the EMS?
Because it's always voted down, because everybody hates the police. I'm sorry, I do not hate the police,
You know why?
but let's.
Years ago when I was chief,
Put on an EMS levy.
years ago when I was chief, every time I put a levy on, it passed. Well, our forefathers have gotten kind of wise to that, so now every time we put anything on, we mention the EMS, but we add a bunch of pork like
Nope.
like DC does,
Yeah.
and it gets voted down.
Right, don't pork barrel it, just,
So,
it's EMS.
Yep.
looking income tax of sorts, or? is it
Anything,
levy?
anything you put onto the people should be
Half
one
percent.
item,
Yeah.
always one item. It should be that way for
We've heard
people.
that before.
I don't care if you
Put it
have
on March
a park
levy.
levy, you
Yeah.
have a street levy, which we do, if it's a lighting levy, if it's one for the police, one for the EMS, one for the fire. I don't care what it is, it should all be
Well,
separate,
And
always be separate.
if we put on an EMS levy, it needs to, and I don't know if ever, okay, because it's school funding, okay, it needs to be in addition to what you already get, not, here's this new money, and we're gonna take your old money away, and now all you have is this. Because that's kind of the way the lottery works with education.
Yep.
So you can't, I don't want to see that happen either. Well, they're like, oh, well, you have this levy, so now we're not gonna give you this. No, it needs to be what you've always had and an addition of a levy.
Yeah, and I believe that's how yours goes, doesn't it? You get your budget plus that,
Mine goes, mine's basically
straight for equipment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as a resident, until 2 months, well, I'm still a resident, but as of 2 months ago.
You better be.
Yeah, I better be, I haven't moved out of this square. But, messaging, when we go and ask for money, when you put something out there, hey, we need this money for streets and police. Most people are gonna be like, we're not fixing the streets, and the cops, you know, like she said, nobody likes cops.
Just out of the pure
So
nature.
like, if we put it out there and said, hey, this is our plan, this is what we're gonna do with this money, like, exactly, I think that would help.
From my point of view, not much happened with the last levy when it comes to marketing. Now we have, well, Mason and me, who now we have Facebook actually active.
By the way, I wanna publicly acknowledge those guys for getting all that communication backed up. I think it's great. The Facebook page, the village website, the YouTube channel, all that stuff.
So we are gonna work
Thank you
slowly
for
towards
doing
even
it.
having an app on their phone, just like White House does, to market what we do accurately, increase transparency.
I think the last time they tried to pass that 0.5%, I think they believed they were marketing it right and being transparent, but there was some things that the ball was dropped in a couple areas and people couldn't get the information they wanted to get, and rightfully so, then they were against it. You tell me, you show me where what you're saying is true.
Yep, let's talk about that way more in the future.
That-
I mean, if we want to put a levy for EMS operating budget, let's definitely talk about tactics and strategy, and how we're gonna appropriately market that to the residents and go from there.
Okay, so you're going to meet with them then? The marketing
Oh, yes.
or-
Well,
Yeah.
Well,
we're talking about, yes, American Structure Point's coming next week, no, scheduled yet, not next week, the week after that, we'll figure it out. I'll meet with Josh Long and Paul, make sure it's organized, and obviously include a visit down here to talk to, and see a rough draft of what Chief Walton.
but I'd like to point out though that a levy, even though it's a nice thing, and the EMS, I think should have one, for equipment, but it's not gonna fix the problems we have now, because by the time you get it voted through, because it may not pass first time, you don't know. Right now, I don't know where people are in their own personal finances. Used to be, every time we put one on, we were lucky people would pass them. I've never had one fail in the past, but you don't know. Plus, then by the time you do get it passed, then it's gonna be a while before you even receive anything from it. And then you gotta build some more up. So, even though that would be a good thing that we need to do for the future, and I'm saying for the future chiefs down the road, you know, it's not gonna fix the problems that we have now.
Well, I still think we need to have that meeting
Yes,
and we'll sit
I'm
down.
fine.
Go a step forward.
Public safety committee.
I'll meet with anybody. Any given
I'll
time.
reach out to him, get a date.
I need a
I'll let you
shower.
know on that. Coordinate.
Two oh seven
You come down my house. 207 Gillette.
Everybody else does.
We're gonna move on here. Are there any other, Josh, did you have anything else you wanted to add on that?
Oh, no, this is,
Okay.
well,
Paula?
it got a
I'm
little,
good.
Okay. Does
Tangent.
anyone have any questions for Paula?
it's fine.
I'm sorry, did you have something else?
No, this is great, thank you.
All right, we're gonna move on then to public utilities, all right?
So, yeah.
I have no idea what the first one is.
First thing is turnkey. Again, this is, we just voted on for the first one, but next Tuesday, of course, with the emergency, that's just for allowing the continued rental of our building over on South Dixie, there, 1234 South Dixie over there. Going forward for at least another year. We still have the 60-day to cancel said agreement, and then after that, month to month. Again, we can just cancel if we need to use that building, which I think we're planning to hopefully use it after that year. It just takes a year to really get a project of that magnitude kind of rolling anyway, so it's nice to have that money incoming. So I just want to make sure everyone's aware there's going to be an emergency next Tuesday. If you don't do that, you have to redo the agreement, it's going to be a whole thing, and then they may not even want to continue on with it. So that's it. Any questions on turnkey? Okay.
Water tower, we did get a price quote from H2O Towers. The cost came in at $8,000 to clean fungicide and then spray fungicide on them when they're done. Get rid of all the algae that's on there. On the Grant Road Water Tower, inspect the paint, inspect the interior paint. That'll be all part of this project. I believe Bob, whatever his last name is, I don't recall now, from H2O Towers had sent his insurance information
Yes.
and all that to Mr. Bender. So we'll be moving forward with that when they can get here.
Isn't that a little bit better than we thought the price?
It was right around the 8,000. It's if it needs to be repainted, depending on what the paint is, and then if it needs to be repainted, then we're probably looking at 50,000-60,000 to do, which we'll know after we get it inspected, because it's better to do it now than once it starts to rust and becomes serious issues down the road. So that's where we're at on that.
So your plan is to, once they inspect it, if it were to need repainted, to do that right away?
It will have to be a summer project,
Okay. So are we
so
gonna have
it
to
would
spend-
be budgeted for next year,
Okay.
or the year after, depending on what.
So are we gonna have to spend another 8,000 to get it?
No, that'll all be part of the actual painting of
Okay.
it, because they'll actually go in and blast it with like glass beads to scuff up the paint, so the new paint will actually stick to it and not come off.
Okay. All right.
Filter replacement, so we did get the filter completed. We met our August 30th deadline that the EPA had us on. It is up and running, it's running great, we haven't had no issues with it. When we done all the back washings with it, it's gonna sound like a ton of water, because it was almost 400,000 gallons of water that just to get all the debris and everything out of the media before we could put it online to meet EPA standards. It took 3 days to back wash it, 3 different days to do that. Once we got it back washed, we let it sit with chlorine in it for a 24-hour period, back washed it again, and then put it online, and turbidity and everything has been phenomenal on it. So our filter run times have went from about 60 hours to up over 100 hours before they need back washed now. So we'll be saving water now instead of every 60 hours run time. Each filter is getting up to 100 hours now. So it's going to be beneficial for that also. And then water plant, I'm not real sure on this one, Mr.
Yeah,
Bender.
that's pretty vague, Mr. Bender.
Well, your text was very vague.
Oh, no, my things were 2 and 3. That's what I wanted you to add to the agenda.
And water or something.
No, the water tower and the filter replacement at water plant.
Well, I was very safely sorry. just in
Okay.
case.
Item 4 is not to be addressed.
Okay.
How's our water plant doing?
Let's go.
Yeah.
Doing okay.
Do we want it, but what we need today?
I'd like an update on the UV, where we're at
Oh,
on that.
yes. So, been pulling teeth from Marshall Melhorn, to be honest with you, but I think I've put everyone on the email recently.
They just sent the
Basically,
letter.
the mayor and I okayed the draft letter to Peterman from us, well, and Marshall Melhorn to us, regarding this, and just stating basically correct the dang issue, or we're gonna go further with this. So this is like their first warning from a big law firm. I think in the past it was kind of just like, whatever. But I think that this hopefully will, if they don't proceed with correcting the issue, then we will bring out the big guns, basically.
How long are we giving them?
I don't think there's a specific time on that. I lost, I read that, it's been like 2 weeks, but, I'll double check.
Because this has been going on a long time.
I know.
How much was our spend with Peterman for that project?
Oh, I don't remember.
It's been so long, right?
I don't know. I don't want to throw out a number because I don't recall what that cost was.
Over, under $500,000?
Oh, under.
Under,
Okay.
Roughly 350,000.
The whole project was 308,000 to put the UV system in.
Yeah.
Ballpark is right around
And in the
308,000.
time, legal counsel spent on that, a couple of them.
Well, that's what I'm,
Projects.
so are we going after them for X number of dollars? What are we spending to try to get those dollars with Marshall Melhorn?
I'm not sure the invoices have come totaling so far, but an amount that I can't give you at this time.
I understand. And then I think we talked about contract language we have with Peterman. It really wasn't any contract language, right? They were just working on our behalf to design the system.
What do you mean by contract language exactly?
Well, when we do projects, we should have a contract with either an engineering firm or construction firm, and then it.
Oh, yeah.
It states who's
Yeah.
liable for what. And
Yes,
performance
I
and
believe,
warranty.
have you seen that copy on that email I can get? It states in there they should have liability insurance up to so much insurance and all that stuff.
Okay.
So, these are questions I can't give you.
We can talk. I'll
Too
find
well
out.
versed in that stuff.
Matt,
Okay.
something
They've
to add?
invoiced just a little under 1,200 to date for the year, Marshall and Melhorn.
Okay.
So
That's good.
where-
Okay,
that's where it's
I was
at.
expecting a much
I'm
larger
not-
number.
I'm
I'm
not
like, if
sure.
we're getting out of control and.
They have not invoiced us for a while.
I think at the very least we'll have a conclusion of some sort,
Okay.
which I think we've been asking for
Oh,
4 or
wow.
5 years now, so.
Yes.
I can't remember how long ago that's been.
Yeah. 4
Okay,
years.
I appreciate that update. Do you have anything else? Yes, ma'am.
Sorry. I had, on my topics, I had something to add in on public utilities. We started the process, Neptune My 360 was passed by council, and we started the process of getting it started on it. And more I got talking with April, the plan that we went with does not have what they called single sign-on. So SSO is the acronym. What that means is, we brought Brian in because I was looking at April's, I said, I think we need to talk to the administrator and Brian and get their views on this. So we currently do not have SSO. What that means is, for them to see their water consumption, they're gonna have to set up a separate account from their water account. So they're gonna have to log in to it separately. If we change the resolution and sign on to this SSO, it's gonna cost more money, but they'll be able to go in their water account and there'll be a link to click and see their water consumption. Does that sound
Correct.
accurate?
Yes, and also with that, we'll be able to recoup some of that money back by changing our training process. Instead of having an in-person, they will do it via computer for the training, which I believe, don't quote me on this, but Matt, I think wasn't that like $4,000 difference?
Yeah, I had it in my email, which I don't know if everybody has this sheet. It's number 1 on my list. We met with the salesperson from Neptune. Brian, April, and I, Josh was there one day last week. We're waiting to hear back from Corey. He's our sales rep. We were just trying to clarify that we were understanding everything correctly. Tried to work him over, they worked with us a little bit on the cost. he said, I don't have authority to that, but I'll talk to my superior, my boss. So, we're waiting to hear back, but the information's in there. To Brian's point, the increase right now appears to be $3,991 to switch from our current plan to having SSO, which is the single sign-on. That's the cost this year. Every year thereafter, right now, there's a cost, which is right now right around 2,000 or a little bit, a touch over 2,000. When I say that, they're bound to increase it every year, but currently it's $2,000 additional to maintain that SSO feature. But I just speaking for myself, I was just like sitting there and I'm like, I just can't see. I think you're gonna get better participation if they can do it all in one location.
I can guarantee you get better.
Nobody wants to spend the money.
100%. How much participation? I don't know. But
Can we tie it into our billing?
It will be.
Yeah.
Oh, will be?
Yes.
So I can get on that app and pay my water bill?
Yes,
Oh, man, all right, let's do this.
With the single sign-on.
correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
I think that's beneficial.
I believe we need an amended resolution. I'm leaning towards doing.
It's,
Or any
it's up for
changes.
discussion today. We'll know more from Corey, the salesperson, hopefully this week, but, the idea is just to get the feel and then potentially have that resolution at the next meeting, so just
Perfect.
Yeah.
bringing it
And
up.
if you need
Yes.
to, I know he's come before, maybe we need to have Corey here.
Possibly.
Okay, any other further discussion on that?
I have a quick utility question, has nothing to do with this agenda, but do we have anything in the village to do with the Frontier fiber optic internet that's getting installed all over the village?
Yes. So they are, I was told, they are using existing lines, so it was like supposed to be very little to no, well, anything outside of digging into the end of the railroad tracks. They already had those permits properly, appropriate. So I okayed that part, and now we have a certain issue with two property owners, I think one in Henry Township technically, and one on Rudolph Road that I am working with Frontier to correct those issues that have arisen where they were trying to put poles in their yard, which I never agreed to.
Yeah, because they were stringing all new cable. Those guys have been working 7 days a week too.
Yes.
I was talking to them.
They're just
They had to lift
replacing
the
existing
cables like
lines.
you get in my driveway, so.
They're replacing existing lines.
Okay.
So I talked to them after the two residents came to me, and yeah, they're just replacing their copper with fiber. So better service for our residents.
Good.
But again, there was issues that came about that was not discussed prior, and I'm in the middle of right now.
Thanks, just curious.
I do also have two quick things to add. One, the CSO closure that we're in contract with Jones and Henry. As of September 2nd, I had to let the EPA know where we were at on that being done. So I informed that it has been basically engineered, would say no. We do have the permit to install, so that's ready to go. So the next step would be to allow Jones and Henry now to put it out to bid, which was part of that original contract under the design and the bid processing. So is it going to be okay to give them a call tomorrow and let them know it can go out to bid at this point? Because it's part of the original contract that you all passed back in.
What costs are we talking about here? Do you have any estimated?
It's all part of what has already
been
approved.
before.
Yes. I think that was.
Let's talk about that more later. I
Okay.
don't think it's gonna be anything significant, right?
Okay.
Who's designing it, right?
It's already designed.
Yeah.
So they've already designed it, or they've already done the permit to install. The next step for them is to put it out to bid, so they can put it out to bid, review, and then come to us with their best recommendation on who to
Okay.
do the job.
I think we're good.
And then once they do that, then we'll have to come back to you and say, okay, here's the cost,
Right.
and here's where the money's gonna come from.
I just would like to see all the documents prior to, so we're on the same page
Yep.
on this project, because this was before me, I'm pretty sure.
Correct.
Quite a bit before me,
Or
a year or so?
I don't-
We'll talk
My
about it.
days run together.
Okay.
I don't actually know when that was passed. I'd have to probably go back through and look.
Check it out.
Try looking through emails. Then lastly, we did start interviewing for our new employee. We had one today. We have a couple more set for the rest this week. So I will have, more than likely, we're gonna have everything wrapped up by Friday, so a recommendation to you all by next Tuesday on who we would like to hire and move forward with.
Okay.
Happy with your candidates?
We'll see once we interview them.
Okay.
Yep.
And I have one question for you.
ma'am.
Last meeting, the mayor indicated that for the festival, that the food vendors could dump their gray water in the storm.
We have rectified that situation.
So that it's illegal to do.
Correct. So, we currently already have built, what we did is build some racks that we have a clean out right here at Village Hall.
Mhm.
So we will pop that lid, put a piece of pipe over it, put a burn coat on it, put a rubber cap on top of it. We're gonna put slits in that rubber cap so they can put their hoses in. That should alleviate the majority of any sewer gases that may be coming from that. We're also going to utilize the banks right-of-way cleanout. The mayor has already spoken to them, which technically he didn't need to, it's ours, but to let them know.
So this filters it through, whatever the.
It will go straight to the sewer plant. So
Okay.
whatever they're dumping will go through,
Okay.
into the sanitary to the sewer plant. So, yes.
I was just concerned because.
Yeah, so currently, right now, the racks are about 3 foot high, foot wide. We have caution signs put on them. They're painted high-vis, let's call it bright yellow, so you can see it. And then we are planning on putting stanchions around them also, to keep somebody from running into it. But yes, that has been addressed.
Good, thank you, I appreciate that.
Yep.
All right, we are going to, if there's any other questions for Brian or Eric, okay, we're gonna move on to public safety. Josh, you have on here the police radio update.
Yes, I pass it on to Brochus, Acting Chief Brochus, just a quick update on the police radio stuff. I know I signed it a couple weeks ago, a quote with Railcom, and just wasn't sure if they reached back out to you about a timeline or if you had any more updates on that.
No, nothing. They ordered them whenever they come in.
Okay, so we're just waiting on procuring, or then procuring the equipment, basically.
Correct.
Okay. Is that for that one?
All right, and then the redaction software update.
And software, Sergeant Tom Roberts and I have been hard at work going through what we currently have with Provision. But basically, he's in talks with the company about using their advanced software and what that advanced software will give us when it comes to redacting video. We are also looking at just maybe having just basic Adobe Pro software over there to redact PDFs, in addition to other uses out of Adobe Pro, which I personally use, and Matt, which I think is very helpful to both Denise and Tom Roberts when it comes to not just redaction, but their typical day-to-day work. So I think we're starting to work all that whole process through before we really look at other software out there. I think we should look at what we have now. It's what we're trying to get at. And Tom Roberts is hard at work and doing a great job over there right now.
And Tom got a call back from the company.
Oh,
They're gonna call him tomorrow to go over the program with him. Apparently, we do have the advanced version to do more than we thought we did. And
Is that installed or something?
it is already installed. Just nobody knows how to use it, because the only one that knew how to use it was Mandy, and she's not here, so that was a whole another problem. But
That's interesting.
it does expire April or May 26th, so I told him to give me a price too, so I can bring that to you, let you know what that's going to cost so we can redact those videos.
So do they offer some training so that we
That's
can-
what they're going to do tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
The guy that runs it is going to call him, and he had to do some research on their end, and they're like, no, you do have the version. They had one license, it was in Mandy's name.
Oh, I
This
see.
creates a whole, but at any rate, that's been fixed.
Shouldn't that be in the department's name rather than in an individual name?
It should.
Yeah, it should have been way before. I believe Tom has removed her.
Yes.
And he hasn't at least gotten rid of the advanced settings off that user. I'm sure he has or will.
Yep.
And when Tom gets trained, we're gonna have somebody cross-train some of the people? Okay, awesome, awesome. All right, any questions for public safety?
If you can't, the way we go to my list, numbers 2, 3, and 4 are all public safety. Number 2 is the deal with the ambulance. We talked about that in the special meeting. We have submitted that to insurance. Phil met with the adjuster, so we're waiting to see if we'll be able to recover any money through the insurance.
Not feeling optimistic.
Well, we'll see.
It's
Number
always
3.
the way it is with insurance.
Number 3, I talked about before, Jackson Township EMS contract. We're continuing to have conversations. They have not made a final decision yet, so stay tuned. Number 4 on my list is to do with fire insurance billing. To Ted and Mr. Bender, they did a lot to help set that up. The first payments received from fire insurance billing, that's been a few weeks ago. And also, I'm not sure who Ted worked with, but received a grant from the DeLong company for $6,350 to reimburse the fire department for grain rescue equipment. So, I think it's a good job on that.
Did that Gasher?
That was me.
Oh, you?
They reached out to me.
Oh.
Aaron DeLong, whatever her name is. There's 43 investors that own that DeLong company.
It's out by CS Rail
Yeah,
Yard.
she-
No, you mentioned something before.
Yes, and since they're having a site out there, she asked us if we had any grain rescue equipment. I said no. She says, I can appropriate up to $6,500, order it. Cool. So I got tubes and an auger and some grates and a bag and 4 harnesses, so we have it if we ever need it.
It helps us, helps them.
Anything else? No?
That's what I had. Anybody has anything to add or questions there?
Did our chiefs have anything that they wanted to address council? Okay. All right, if no one has any questions, we're gonna move on to finance and technology, and Tim's not here, but Josh, you have possible T-Mobile?
Okay, so the big 8.5 by 14 page here gives a clear understanding of where this whole conversation has gone. They did countered my offer. Basically, I countered their 30,304 at then 12% in 5 years with 3,500 with 15% in 5 years. They countered back just going down $100 and keeping the 15%. I think this is an appropriate deal. I would like to hear council's opinion on the matter. And then if it's an agreement, I will go forward with an ordinance. Probably do 3 readings on that one. Maybe resolution. But 3 readings nonetheless, and because we have some time still.
What was our agreement, what had they been paying?
The current offer, well, they will be paying $2,950 in 2030. It's been going up 12% every 5 years since 2005, I want to say. Maybe 2000, to be honest with you. So one of the 2 numbers. But they've been here for quite a while. They don't really get in the way, correct? So.
I'm just sitting up there.
Yep, we raised it a little bit. We were gonna make 1.4 mil, 2060, but now I increased it to 1.552 mil. With the negotiations been going on, after our first, that one meeting, we talked about the first counter offer and all that. So what does council say on that? Should I say good and get our first ordinance ready for next week and tell them it's gonna be at least 3 months, 4 months, until we can actually sign a document? There shouldn't be a problem, because again, we're talking about 2035 here.
Right.
So.
Yeah, tell them they like their offer and,
Thank you for the hard work on that.
Thank you.
Any questions for finance and technology?
Did you get your computers?
Not yet. They have ordered, they have them. I think Chris might be on vacation. We have Doug coming in tomorrow to replace them. He might even be bringing the computers tomorrow, to be honest with you. They're coming.
Okay.
It will be coming. We have until October 14th. They know that very well. But all 11 computers will be installed before then. I can pretty much guarantee it.
No, you go ahead. You had some things you wanted to address, Mike?
I was gonna throw a couple more of mine in on finance and technology, number 5 and number 6. Been working with Matt Davis, he's the fiscal officer for Henry Township, and Josh has been involved too. But we'd like to have a hearing on the jet expansion. This would be 3 parcels east of where they currently, like where UPS is at. We'd like to do that on, before the October 14th council meeting. The reason being is we need to have it advertised for a minimum of 30 days. We then would have the first reading on the October 14th meeting, and go from there. So the requirements are to advertise it and to reach out to North Point, who owns the parcels. Matt said he will take care of that, Matt Davis. So the mayor and the administrator both are full support of this, and I guess I'm asking if anybody has any reason not to be in support of the jet expansion.
Go for it.
So like I said, next step will be to get it advertised in a newspaper circulation.
Posted.
Number 6 on my list is we've been talking about off and on for a while. It's our investments. I printed off a sheet. I spoke with Kirk Ludwig. He was the gentleman that presented the council. He's our Charles Schwab SJS rep. I gave everybody a sheet at the beginning. So when you go across the top, it says meeting date. So when it says, I guess you go in yellow, when it says 275-300, that just means interest rate of 2.75 or 3.00. It's just how they label or terminology they use. So we see 9/17/2025, the top line. It shows our interest rate. You go all the way to the right. This is like a probability chart. So basically, if you go the top 2 right column, you add 87.1 plus 12.9. There's your 100% chance of where your rate's going to be, anywhere from 4.0 to 4.5. What Kirk did, he's the one that's used the word circle. He drew like a rough rectangle there towards the bottom. He was trying to highlight where the economic world, where they project interest rates to be in a year, basically a year from now. So it's kind of where maybe we've been talking or thinking. So if you go down to 7/29/2026, which is a little less than a year from now, if you add the 3 numbers together, the 19.8, 29.5, 25.5, basically saying there's a 75% chance that interest rates are going to fall between 2 3/4 and 3.5%. I found this chart helpful. Actually, that's why I brought it here tonight. Just where the projections are on interest rates. Where it gets a little muddier, if you're gonna look at me for an answer. I mean, should we move money to a portfolio or not? I think that's a little muddier. We're currently, I wrote it on the paper, we're currently, the Star Ohio rate's 4.45%. There's no additional fees with Star Ohio. If we were to move it to a portfolio like tomorrow, it would pay 3.64%. So you can see it pays less, and they do charge fees. But the idea is you're locking that in for longer term, with the idea being when interest rates drop, then that's where your gain is. So I can see it from both ways. It's just, I can't sit here and give you a recommendation to do one or the other. With government, you should be conservative. You're not supposed to do anything risky, so you're not going to you're not gonna see a great gain one way or the other. It's just gauging council's interest, whether they wanna move money from Star Ohio to one of the portfolios. I don't know if anybody has anything to add or not.
Star has no withdrawal penalty?
No, it does not. It's run by the Treasurer of State's office.
And this isn't projected to drop until July of next year?
It's the, you know, it shows it to be
Shows it.
progressive. When our, you know, for me, when our current administration took office, if they would've talked to me in December, I would've thought rates were gonna like drop like a rock, and just the more, the way the economy was, well, we all know where we're at now, they didn't drop, you know, they dropped some. But it's really, you know, we lock in a little bit lower rate than what we're receiving now, or we just let it in Star Ohio and it's just gonna follow the
And more than
downward.
likely, when it does start dropping, this 3.6 is gonna drop as well? It's all
Some,
gonna
yeah,
go.
there is like some delay there, but, there's like, they go off of like forecast, so they're forecast to drop, so that's why it's paying, you know, that's why you're seeing that 3.6 to 4.0 compared to the 4.45, because, well, they're in the business to make money too, so.
So what is your recommendation?
Either way, really, you know, if you were gonna, if council decided to move some, I would just say maybe like, I don't know, 1 to 2 million to maybe one of them, Charles Schwab. That's who this was through, you know, or whoever you're comfortable with. I personally like both of the reps, but the more Kirk was the older one of the two, the more I spoke with him, kind of developed a stronger relationship over the last few months.
And then he's with Charles.
Yeah, you know.
I like him better too. I was more comfortable with him.
But,
I don't know, what's council think?
I mean, if we can get 4%, then I don't see any reason why we should move a little bit,
Mhm.
right?
It's all like how long you lock in, which we,
Right.
governments have a maximum of 3 years.
3 years, right.
Anywhere, which they
But-
typically stagger them because they don't want them all to come up at the same time.
If they're only gonna give us 3.6, then we got some time to ride Star Ohio out.
Yeah, or we wait, and
See, you know, wait until we see that first cut.
it's next meeting, I think September 17th maybe,
Right.
soon, but not.
Soon, but not super soon, so. But yeah, I mean, if Charles Schwab can give us 4%, then I don't see any reason why we couldn't move.
Yeah, why is there a very, why is it 3.6 to 4? Why isn't,
I really wouldn't like need to get him here, you know, like, we're gonna get, you know, if I'm listening to him, I might even get a little tough to follow at times, but you know, it's gonna be what they're buying, you know, what
and do you
length
want
of
fees
term.
they charge? Because we also have fees on top of that.
Right, that's why I say if we can go 4%, then those fees ain't gonna be as noticeable. But if we get down to 3.6 or lower than that, then we're gonna really see those
Mhm.
fees start to make an impact.
Did you happen to tell you what the percentage was or anything?
I'd have to calculate it.
But that-
I-
That would be my recommendation. If we can hit that 4.0 number right there and lock that in before things start falling, then I say we put some in there. If they can't get us that 4.0, then we ride Star Ohio out for as long as we can. And maybe appropriate some of that money to work for us before we lose it.
Maybe check into that for next Tuesday and let us know.
Sure.
'Cause I know somebody needs a new ambulance.
Or just a shower.
Or just a shower.
Yeah, shower in ambulance.
How about a shower in an ambulance? Is that what you
Okay,
just
we're not
said?
going backwards.
Yeah.
We're not going
I'm
backwards.
sorry.
We got it.
Okay, did you have anything else to add?
Not right now, I have a couple more things.
Bill, you're good.
Depends if you want me to continue on or
Well, if
talk
you're,
about it later?
for finance, or we'll get to you?
Yeah, we'll just later.
Okay.
There's gonna be a couple more things.
Okay, well, no, if you wanna go ahead, I mean, we're on finance and technology now, so if you wanna go
Well-
ahead and cover yours.
We already went through numbers 1 through 6. There's the rest of it in my mind, maybe it's not much to report. Number 7 is just the new mayor's court software has been signed, and so far, we don't have any surprises to report, so that's great news. Mason actually wrote the PEP grant, I kinda guided him. That was for the street lights, so he worked with Josh Long there, so that's been received, so another bright spot. Numbers 9 through 14, we've talked about them last week, we just did the second reading at the special meeting, so there's not anything new there, it's just the same information from.
Is the
our-
streetlight assessment going up just because of the cost of electric?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
So that's its own account,
Right.
and then that money's just used for when we say street lights, and we're talking like just light the streets, not like your street light at an intersection.
Right.
And, but that was down to like $2,000 back in March before so it was big, like, if it runs dry, then we gotta go to the general fund, so that's why, to raise it is because of.
Oh, so I got you, okay.
Because it's a yearly assessment, but it's in 2 settlements.
Gotcha.
So you get most of it in your March settlement, and then we just got our second half settlement since the last meeting.
Gotcha, okay, perfect. Thank you.
No problem. Other than that, anybody else have any questions?
Did you wanna do 10, 11, 12, 15? You wanna go ahead and-
I mean, I think I already
From the
touched on them.
special
We talked about them at the last committee of the whole, and it's been through 2 readings. It's just, been doing them in the past, and they need to be into the auditor's office by, like, next Wednesday. I'll make sure that I get it in after they go through the 3rd reading and get approved. Then they'll get submitted to the county auditor's office.
Any questions for finance and technology? And we're gonna move on to personal policy and ordinance review.
Okay, so I took this off the original agenda for special, so we can discuss it more now. It was brought to my attention that there may have been some error in my thinking. It's on the one I gave you earlier, it's stapled, it's Resolution 18, 2025. So the main change now is basically I'm moving office exempt employees to basically the same standard as non-exempt employees when it comes to meal times and all that, and the hours worked. So basically, Matt and I will work, if we were to work from 8 to 4:30, that would be our full day. And then if we were 8 to 5, we get half-hour flex time. When it comes to exempt employees in our public works and utilities departments, then they would work a straight shift, very similar to our police and EMS. So basically, if they work 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., they work their shift type of thing. I'm sorry, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. They work at 8 hours, they are good for the day. That's how they have been working for years now. I don't want to rock that boat. I think it's appropriate to keep it and maintain that. But I also think it's appropriate that office staff stay in the office for at least the hours, well, at least the majority of hours that our office is open. So as a way to compromise and make it all work in my head, that's the change I've made. Let's see what I put that. So you can basically see that. Put all the way back here pretty much, right before his committee of the whole report. Exempt employees not subject to this. Office exempt employees, village administrator, finance officer, required to work 8 hours per workday, exclusive of a mandatory 30-minute meal period, resulting in a minimum of 80 hours per pay period. So we still have some unpaid, basically, meal period there. So just want to make sure that those thoughts were relayed on this. Is there any thoughts from council on like I just explained.
Basically, the office is staffed though 8 to 5.
Yes, well, Friday it's 8 to 4:30, like, in the most part, yeah, so I think 7:30 to 4:30, Monday through Thursday, correct, Matt?
Yeah, the April and Chloe, they open at 7:30 to 5, Monday through Thursday, 8 to 4:30 on Fridays.
As soon as they stagger that by their arrival time.
One works 4 nines and then works 4 hours Friday morning.
Okay.
It's 40. And then the other one works 8 hours a day and works all day Friday.
Okay.
So they just kind of a little bit of perk they get. Every other Friday they get the off at noon.
They are both non-exempt employees. They are not allowed to work more than 40 hours in 1 week without getting overtime. Make sure to maintain that they don't work past the FMLA, the Fair Labor Standards Act requirements.
I have,
Can I ask
Oh,
one
go
quick
ahead.
question? Okay, on page 10.
Okay. Page 10.
Your last sentence under non-exempt employees.
what was it?
Page
Yeah.
10, the last
Last
sentence.
sentence in the report.
Supervisors may also direct non-exempt employees to flex their schedule to avoid an overtime situation.
That's taken,
Yeah, like,
is wrong.
thank you. You can't do that.
You
That's
can't.
against the law, right?
I'm on the wrong.
Where are we looking at?
Are we talking
Say that again.
non-exempt? Or are we
Yeah,
talking-
non-exempt.
Non-exempt, so we're talking hourly employees?
Yeah, you can't tell them they have to work 48 hours 1 week and
32 the next?
the next, so it's not an overtime situation. Okay,
I don't think they understand what salary is either. Still trying to get that across.
Is this page 10?
Page 10. What line is it?
like, I'm not crazy, right?
I'm failing to, I'm sorry, I'm really, where am I
Is
mistaken
it
on this?
non-exempt or exempt?
Okay.
Page 10.
Under non-exempt?
Yes.
I'm on
Supervisors may
page
also
10. I don't have that.
non-exempt
You are on the
employees
wrong
to flex
page
their
10.
schedule to avoid an overtime situation.
Good, good.
You can ask all day,
Yeah.
you can't make them.
Right, you can't,
Or-
your supervisor can't tell you you have to work over 40 hours and then less hours the next week, so they don't have to be overtime.
It goes week to week, not my.
Yeah, it says same work week.
But still, you can't say, I'm,
That
You
40-hour
have-
So-
period if they're non-exempt.
So the way I'm reading this is supervisors may also direct non-exempt employee to flex their schedule. So basically, I'm mandating you do not come in. I'm sorry, you leave early on Friday because you already worked. You will have worked 40 hours at that point. So I'm directing you to leave.
Or if you need them for
during that.
office coverage on a Friday, you tell them to go home at noon on a Thursday,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
As long as it's in that work week, it's not over a 2-week time.
So I would, yeah, that's worded correctly.
So it's not pay period, it's work.
It's work, yeah,
Yeah.
it says work week.
Fair Labor Standards Act is 1 work week, 40 hours. You can't flex that into a second week.
Right.
I wish you could. I would like to allow that, but can't. Federal government will come crashing down on you.
So for example, well, I use my department, Ryan Waltz has a personal day schedule. I'm just saying he does. At that point, I know I have to have somebody cover his shift.
Mhm.
So instead of somebody working a double and paying overtime, I would then say, let's say, Josh, it's your time, your turn to rotate second shift. You'll work second shift instead of days. Basically, that's the same thing, is we're flexing their schedule to keep from paying the overtime.
right, okay. I just didn't want you to be like, okay, so I'm gonna mandate somebody to work a 12-hour day
Which you can't.
so
do.
that I don't have to
Correct. Yes.
pay overtime.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Okay, we all good on that?
Yep.
All right, I have a question for you, Josh. I would
Yes.
like to see a report from our code enforcement officer as to
Okay.
what properties are being addressed and what stage of the process they are in. I, for one, know I have given you a couple addresses, and they're still.
Thanks, Jen.
And I've been doing it to make, thank you guys.
Thank you, guys.
Bye, everyone.
See ya.
They still haven't been
Please don't
addressed,
leave it.
and I first brought it to your attention in May.
Yes.
103 North Front Street.
So, I'd like to know where we are on the properties that are being addressed, so if we have like the address on
103,
there.
yeah, right next door.
Whether they've been, just given warning, if they're being fined, if they're, have to go to
It'll be
mayor's court.
official violations and
Right,
citations.
just a spreadsheet of where we're at in the process with the address, and, or it's completed and all cleaned up or something. But I would like to be informed of that at least once a month.
It'd be
and
nice
have
if he
a
came
written
to one or
ask.
two of these
Very good
meetings
ask.
too.
I'm sorry?
It'd be nice if he came to one of these meetings too, and presented us with some information.
Right, as to
Okay.
where we're at, and, what areas he's working on, because I've had other residents come to me and say, it looks worse now than before we hired him. So, before we, got our code enforcement officers, I had 2 residents say that to me. And frankly, like I said, the properties I've given, since May, and I've been up here, 3 or 4 times, they haven't been addressed. So,
Okay.
I'd like a report, and if I have to make a motion next week to do that, to make it official, we can do that. I can have Becky add it to the, do we need to?
I don't believe, we can probably invite Jake, see who's available, for sure.
Because I don't want it to be a hit and miss, I want it to be something we get every month. So if I need to make a motion.
No, that's very fair to ask. I will, so with Jake, we'll work on it and go from there. I have been driving around with him once a week at the very least for maybe an hour or so. He shows me his progress. I see the progress being made. There is progress being made. I will say there's years and years of pileup of different issues and people in the mindset of not wanting to change, and we've been pushing them. We've taken the BG courts and the mayor's court in many instances.
Well, that's probably on stuff but I'm talking about weeds. Weeds are 6, 7 foot tall that they sprayed, now they're dead, but they're still there. It's still very unsightly. I want to know what's being done, because I've had people ask for the property out at 18. What happened with that, as far as you said it was going to be?
18, Mr. 2, 1.
Is that Lockmiller?
Jonathan?
The one with the heavy
Yes.
equipment?
Yeah, Lockmiller.
Mr.
No, Stefanka.
Stefanka, he was taken to mayor's court. I believe they give him September, soon. I'm not sure if I have my calendar anymore.
To
But
remove the
they give,
junkyard.
to pretty much remove everything, or they'll go forward with it. And if not, we will either give them more fines or send them to BG court. And the BG court is where we sent Mr. Dumont over at 209 Fraser. That's also where we sent Mr. William Hampton over on Wabash. And those are instances, both we're working with the police department and with Mimi over at the BG prosecutor's office to rectify these properties as quickly as possible. Of course, it takes too much dang time. I'm a little...
I think it would be
Yeah.
nice to Dee's point. Is that in a report somewhere that we can see, because then,
Well, that's what I'm asking
Yeah,
for. I want to
100%.
report, every month of
Yeah, we need to
what properties are being
yeah.
addressed and what stage they're in.
Yeah.
But as far as weeds, if they don't take care of those in a timely fashion, aren't we supposed to go in and take care of them?
Yes, and we have assessed a few properties, one being the 301 South Poe. We've assessed it twice, actually, going on 13 proudly. The first time was by our guys, second time was by Griffith Landscaping. I also have an agreement with Pine Line if I need to use them. Basically, they come in, that's a huge property over on South Poe. They own basically the whole dang block, but the mother died and the son is in the care of the state. And from what I understand, there's no one to take care of the property. Another one over on East Lawn, I know a local resident has taken it upon himself to mow it now, but our guys have mowed that once. And when it comes to 209 Fraser, if that's what you're asking about with this one, I will not send my guys on that property. I just won't do it, because it will destroy their property.
That's where the house burnt down?
Yeah, it will destroy
And that's
their-
what I figured, that there was
Yes.
too much debris in there.
Yes, it will destroy their equipment. I can't send Griffith Landscape or anyone else on there for the same reason. Mr. Dumont has been warned, he didn't even show up to his pre-trial. If need be, BG will basically give them an M4 or even probably jail time. So there is.
Well, there's another property on East Lawn that has had the weeds that, up around the house, that are just like 6, 7 foot tall.
It's probably the same one.
No, it's on the corner, it's East Lawn and Sprague. And then the one directly across has a car that hasn't been moved in years with weeds growing up around it.
Yes.
So,
I have, and I think you saw the email, I have directed Jake to turn feet on, especially that
yeah, that was
property.
a couple weeks ago, and that's why I'm saying, why isn't it being taken care of? And that's why I wanna know what the process is. Maybe it is being taken care of and you were giving them more time or something, but that's why the report will help us know, you know, the ones that, you know, are reported.
Yes. I need to state that also there's a lot of things being done without official violations, like please move your dang car into your garage, take it away, register it, stuff like that. There's small things being done all the time that will not most likely be in those reports unless they were somehow associated. But I completely understand what you're asking, and we will get that to you.
Appreciate it. And we don't need to make a motion on it?
No.
Okay, so, and that'll be a regular monthly report?
Yes.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, any other questions for personal policy and ordinance review?
That's gonna be starting next week, right?
That would be nice to have that report.
Oh, shoot, that's next week.
Yeah. Shouldn't be that difficult, he should.
Depends how many
know.
hours he's working this week. I will try. I will try for next week. Depends how many hours he works.
How about you email it to us if it's after next week? If he can't get it by the meeting, before the next meeting, if we all have it in our email, that'd be great.
The following week then.
Yeah.
If not by Tuesday.
Or you can give me a month, I mean.
No.
It's a lot of properties. Thank you, okay.
He's been
I
working
understand.
long enough, he knows where he's been.
Okay, we are gonna move on to
Everywhere.
economic and community development. Mr. Cook?
I think we really only have that one thing, in that we are scheduling the economic development dinner, and Mason and Josh and I have talked. Unfortunately, the mayor's just awfully busy to be able to get him in a meeting, but we're working at January.
I think the goal right now is January, yes.
Yes.
It has to be mid to late, can't be early.
Right,
Can't
so
be early.
that's where we are. Of course, the benefit to that, there is a strong benefit in that we will have our council, our new council seated by that dinner. So if there's any variations, because as we go into the election, there's 4 positions with 3 people running. So we're gonna have to, it's gonna fall onto us to fix that, so.
All right, anything else?
No, questions for me?
All right, we're going to move on to, do you have anything else, Matt, for the village?
No, I mean, I'm open to questions, but I covered everything on my sheet throughout the meeting. It just seemed like.
Kept picking at you.
Best to talk about why we had the department heads here that were directly impacted by some of them, and that made more sense to incorporate it then, so. But,
Any questions for Matt? All right, I believe that's all we have tonight. This meeting is adjourned.